turned to seize the gun to shoot the wounded. The action in one fell swoop. A man stabbed 2. Backhand is a knife, followed by a row, a forceful fall. And then came a man backhand once resolved. Picked up the corkscrew. A punch to punches. The corkscrew is full of blood, followed by a few more. And then stabbed into the jaw of the little brother. The man even timed it. The little brother opened his mouth wide, but could not make any sound. The man drew his fist out. All done. And the timer expired. 28 seconds. Minus 9 seconds of wasted time. Was quite satisfactory. Jack had been a top agent. Now relegated to working at a shopping mall. On weekdays he is gentle and elegant, like a gentleman, and his other side is a good old boy who will do anything on the road. The black police he taught a lesson to began to repent, door to door to return the premiums. When he encountered a robber at work, he silently followed the robber out, and also retrieved the relics of his co-worker's mother. He likes to read, and will always come to a restaurant to read a book. Here, met a girl. Alice was controlled by the gang, become the gang's money-making machine, but Jack does not care. They have a tacit understanding, become each other's forgotten. But the girl was beaten by the gang until hospitalized. After a struggle, he decided to do justice for God. Jack came to the gangs alone, and wanted to exchange $10,000 for the girl's freedom. But the gangs were insulting. So the opening scene happened. After the incident, Jack did not fluctuate a little, continued to work and play ball, as if nothing had happened. On the other hand, the mob sent someone over to investigate. This man is also a retired agent. Sharp intuition let him realize that this is not a gang fire like the police said. All the deaths are from the hand of one person, which is a troublesome opponent. The direction of the man's investigation is made even more remote by the fact that Jack destroyed the surveillance equipment during his operation. He found Alice's friend by investigating the gang's lost girl, and the girl, out of fear of the man, told about Jack's visit to Alice in the hospital, and despite the girl's pleading, the man strangled her alive, and she learned Jack's likeness and got a hold of his commuting route. Jack sensed something strange after work, looking at the key in the jiggle hole. He slowly approached and slammed the door open. It was the man who approached. He said he needed Jack's cooperation in investigating the previous murder. Jack also smiled at the perf points. Gradually each other see through each other's identity, began to pinpoint, but then both let go of each other. The next day, someone began to follow Jack, while Jack went to buy a lot of things, remodeling items, making surveillance probes, deliberately leaving behind evidence. And as the man's side looks at Jack's information, he knows it's all faked, and he desperately wants to know Jack's true identity, even if it costs him more. At night, Jack is still reading in a corner of the restaurant, but easily recognizes the killer in front of him, because the real worker's hands are not like his. The killer smiles bitterly, and sure enough, in the car outside the door, the man leads a group of assassins waiting in the car, and the killer, seeing that he is exposed, pulls out his gun while Jack starts the clock again. The man gradually approaching, but Jack is unusually calm. He picked up the book, shot off the gun, a forceful fall. The killer should fall to the ground, and then use the knife to make the power supply officer trip, and then calmly from the words of the killers, they must want to catch alive, and must be afraid of the surveillance and eyewitnesses. Jack pulls out his cell phone and keeps taking pictures of the man, then strides out, with the killer's clothes behind.